Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today, as you can see by the title of this video, we are reacting to Bella Poarch's signature TikTok makeup routine, Beauty Secrets from Vogue. So Bella Poarch, I actually follow personally. So it's been good to see that kind of like quick progression into a music career. I think she was made for a music career, to be fair. She can sing, she has this amazing like personal style and image. But one thing I've never seen her do is her makeup. And of course she had that kind of like signature, I want to say sunburn, but it's not really sunburn because it's nicer than a sunburn look. So I believe that's what she's creating today in this video. So that's what we're gonna look at today. For those of you who are just joining me here, my name's Robert. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it's my goal to help you become a pro yourself or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then do please consider subscribing. So what we look at in these reaction videos is the makeup application, and I always kind of take it from the view, if I was to be doing their makeup, what I would personally do for their face shape. Oh my god, I haven't said this in forever. So I know some people will say there are no rules to makeup, and I always like to say there are no rules to creativity, individuality, and your own personality. However, makeup, like every other art, has a theory, and these videos are mainly for people who want to learn that theory or like to incorporate different bits of theory into their own makeup routine. So let's take a look. So she does do a bit of skincare in the beginning. I'm skipping past that because I don't know anything about skincare, but it's good to see doing skincare before makeup. So yeah, let's have a look.
Now that I'm done with my skincare routine, my first step for my makeup is foundation. I use this by Morphe. I just take like one pump.
Okay, let's stop right there first. It's very nice to see. One of my biggest pet peeves with sorry, I have this lip product on and it's gathering, really giving me like shmoo mouth. Okay. It's really nice to see a foundation being done on social media that isn't dripped directly onto the face and just one pump. Here's the deal, right? With foundations, here's a few things that people make sometimes like mistake. Full coverage, first of all, doesn't mean loads of product. The foundation, if it's a full coverage foundation, then you just use the same amount you would any other foundation. It's been formulated to be full coverage. If you need more, then go on with a little bit more until you're satisfied. Don't just shove it all in the face. Here's why I don't like products being pumped onto the skin. As a makeup artist, you shouldn't be doing that anyway if you're watching this, so you should be hygienic. But as an individual, it's a waste of your product. You might not need that much. One pump you do on your cheek actually might be enough to cover the full face, so you're kind of wasting your money a little bit if you're concerned with budget. You might be very lucky and, you know, can buy one foundation a day, you never know. But by pumping on the face, you're not really getting a good representation of how much product you actually need. So to put it on, I personally like to use the back of my hand or a palette, one pump, build up, another pump if you want more, build up, and then, you know, place it in areas where you may need a little bit more coverage. So it is really nice to see this one pump of product being used on the hand first of all and for the face. Now she's applying with her fingers. Somebody commented recently about using fingers and saying that it may make the foundation look uneven and patchy, which I have to disagree with. It depends how you're applying it. I personally, with fingers, I like to start in the middle of the face and tap like this, and then rub, tap, rub, tap. You can see where you're getting your coverage and where you're not, and you can visually see patchiness. I actually find sometimes with beauty blenders or beauty sponges, some of them, not all of them, there are some great ones, you get patchiness also, depending how much pressure you're putting, and same with brushes. So fingers is a great tool. Fingers are such an amazing tool for makeup. It also gives us more natural look to the skin, so if you're trying to be more natural with your foundation, let your body warm up that product a little bit.
It's been like a crazy year for me. I downloaded TikTok last year around January for fun because my friends were like recommending it.
It's insane how quickly social media, and especially on a platform like TikTok, how you're launched from one, you know, being just yourself, just doing you, to this crazy, you know, career, this, ow, what?
I grew up with watching anime. The girls in the anime, they have like really like rosy cheeks. And that's how I got inspired to do like my rosy pink cheeks on TikTok. Whenever I wear it out in public, people would ask me, is your face burnt or did you get like sunburn?
This is such a good point, because some looks that are like an understood look online, it looks great online, but in real life it can look a little bit well, like a sunburn, really, like she said, or it can look a little bit different in real life. So do make sure you adapt your makeup to real life, real lighting, but also be like, yeah, I am fucking sunburnt and it's cute, but it's not. Be careful of your skin, but it looks cute. Oh, also the way she's blending out with foundation is amazing. Really light, delicate with a beauty blender, tapping that product in place where she applied it instead of moving it around the face. Looks good. Her skin still looks incredibly glowy. She has good skin anyway, so it's nice to see that skin showing through. Yeah.
How much makeup, but I think it's really cute. When I did the M to the B video last year, and it was like my TikTok that went viral, I woke up the next day and it had like 1 million likes. I was still in shock because I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of likes. My next step is concealer. I use NARS concealer. I just put it under my eyes just a little bit, just like that. My next step is
really nice concealer application as well. I know everybody at the minute, and sometimes I advise to do it here and here, but that is mainly for like product control and how much you're using, because we're so used to these bold, massive, hideous triangles of color under the eye that if you look at Bella's face here, she has an amazing bright under eye just from that small amount of product. Look at her skin. Her skin looks flawless, and the amount of product she's used is very minimal, but she still has this amazing finish. And again, that's not to say you can't do full coverage foundation, but full coverage again doesn't mean excess product. I think online has taught us some really bad habits of just dropping product all over our face and smashing it into our face. It's nice to see a delicate application, and I do like the way she started just here, and that's one thing I think is a really great idea, is to blend your foundation where it's concealer where it's needed first. That's why a lot of the time I start in the inside corner, because a lot of people have those darker inside corners, and you can tap it and build it up, and then same with the outside corner, tap it and build it up, and then blend across any excess product that is on whatever you're using to apply your brush, your sponge, your finger. If you have overall darkness, start down here. Don't bring it all the way up just yet. Blend it all in first, get it warm to the skin, and then bring the excess up. It also helps with creasing under the eye, not to get too much creasing. The more product you have, the more creasing there is.
Next step is my eyebrows. I use Benefit. The difference between like Philippine makeup and the US makeup is that Philippines, they don't really like foundation or like really thick makeup. And I noticed they like to put like the middle part of your lips, like make it like reddish pink. That's basically like the look. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup in school. So like all my friends have like lipstick on and they have like eyeliner, and I wasn't allowed to. So I was always jealous. Okay, so the next step is I use this bronzer by Charlotte Tilbury. I really like it. I've been using it for a while now. First I start off with like my cheeks.
Okay, so let's talk about the brush she's using, where she's holding it, and the product she's using. She's using a bronzer, and I talk about this oh my god, I had to lean over. And I talk about this a lot as well because of bronzer application. Do I have a bronzer? Do I have to film something after this? I do, don't I? Okay, let's do it anyway. So what's really nice about her application here, first of all, where she's holding the brush and the type of brush she's using. There's two kind of brushes I like to use with bronzer. One is an angled blusher brush because you get more precision, and one is a bigger brush like this. One that has that bounce, and one that has like a more of a rounder shape, not one like this, which is this thin. I don't know what it is with thin brushes and skinny brushes and people using bronzer. I despise those brushes that come with like the Benefit bronzers, for example. But if you take a look at the different application, I'm going to take a bit of bronzer. And what Bella's doing here is she's bouncing it off the skin, And she's getting this really kind of nice application, and where she's holding the brush, because it's further up but in the middle, you still get a good application of colour, but you don't get too much density. Whereas what I see a lot of people do is holding the brush right down here, going in their bronzer like this, and then doing this. And you get, okay, maybe that's a bit too much. But do you see what I mean? By where you're holding the brush, you get that such a different application. Oh, I'm going to have to sit with this on my face now. It's always better to be able to build up your product gradually than go in full like this and then have to try and fix it, you know? So ignore that side of my face. I'm just going to keep it like that for the rest of the video.
I like to like contour my nose. I just use like my finger. It matches my skin pretty well. That's all what I do for the contour and the bronzer.
It's a really nice bronzer shade as well she's chosen. It's not too orange. And you can see just from this still here, look where the light's catching her face, especially on the forehead. She has this really nice shadow of bronze around her hairline on the cheeks, but the middle of her face is still glowing. And it looks incredible. It looks like the light and the sun hasn't actually caught her face. So do be careful where you apply bronzer, because it really does change up the look of your face overall.
Next, I'm gonna do my lips, and I get this from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's Pillow Talk. It's like one of my favorite lip liners. So as you can see, my upper lip is like darker than my bottom lip. My Filipino friends have like the same, and they always hated it. They're like, how do I get like just pink upper lip? Because it's like a Filipino thing, I guess. I feel like you just gotta embrace like where you're from. And I came to the United States when I was like 14, and I got bullied a lot, and yeah, so many bad experiences I went through in high school just because of what I look like. I feel like it still happens a lot, and it needs to be like talked about more, because it's not okay to like bully people because of where they came from or what they look like.
Kids are fucking awful. But you know, where do they learn it? The parents. Here's the thing with lips and having a top lip darker than the bottom lip. I can't look at that. Sorry, I need to do my foundation. I can't look at that anymore. Different tones on the skin is completely natural. Darker top lip, natural. Darker elbows, natural. Darker armpits, completely natural. Deeper jaw area, deeper forehead, completely natural. For the lips, if you do want to even them out, maybe you want to even out your lipstick color or something, you can do exactly what she's done here, and that's using a neutral lip liner, or even a lip liner that is your skin tone, and just doing that on your whole lips and then whacking your lipstick on top, or like a pinky tone like she's used there as well. Oh, what's happening? Is a great thing to do.
My next step is lipstick, and this is my favorite from Gucci. I couldn't afford this probably like a year ago. I'm just so grateful now that I can afford these like things, and I'm very grateful. I want to make everyone proud, and especially Philippines, like that's my home. Now we have the blush. A lot of people ask me what I use and how I do my classic M2B Bella sunburn look. The trick to it is you put it not too close to like your under your eyes, and make it look like you just got sunburned. A lot of people use makeup brushes for like their entire face. I feel like sometimes it's good to use like your fingers, because you can control how much you put in it, and then you can make it look natural.
Yeah, the great thing about fingers is that warmth from your body. Even if you're physically cold, it will warm up the product. And you can look at the finish of everything she's done. It has this natural, like she said, natural finish to it. So if you did want really natural, fingers is one of the best tools to use. I love going in fingers with the with concealer under the eyes, warming product up, and just really, you know, getting involved in your face. The reason why this looks like sunburn up here is because that's one of the highest points of her face, and usually when we sunburn is the highest points of the face. Now, that's not to say only put SPF on the highest points of the face. It needs to go everywhere. Gwyneth. But it does kind of like I have, can you see here? I have like a sunburn there. And that's because it sits on the highest point of my cheek. So if you do want this look, then that's great advice. Do it higher up because that's where the sun wouldn't actually burn you. And also around the hairline if you wanted to do that too. Oh, and that's the same with highlight, for example. You can apply highlight where the light catches this bronzer. You can apply highlight where the light catches your skin naturally and it looks more like a natural highlight.
It looks so much better. Don't forget to like put concealer just so it can lighten up in this part. Just put a little bit on top of like your nose bridge and then exaggerate more, put more in these areas. Next step, highlighter. You notice like in my M2 the B video, my face is kind of like glowy and like very shiny. It's because of the highlighter. First I put it on my finger and then I put it on the tip of my nose. And then you put it on your chin too to make it look shiny, cute. Put a little bit on the cheek. Now you guys know how to do it. I use this for like my eye makeup and everything. This is literally the only brush. And so I just put some like right here.
One thing I would advise of highlighter on the chin is to experiment to see if it suits you, because on some people it looks like sweat and dribble on the chin. For example, if I was to put highlighter in the middle of my forehead because I'm quite oily, it exaggerates that oiliness and that sweatiness. It looks great on some people and some people not so much, so do experiment with your placement of your highlighter as well. I want to take off my makeup and just apply it all on my fingers. I feel really like inspired to just get everything on my fingers.
So now last thing, I'm gonna brush out my eyelash extensions. This is the look. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Okay, well that was Bella Poarch and her signature TikTok makeup look. I really liked that. I really, like I said, I kind of want to take my makeup off, which I think I'm going to do, and just whack on everything with my fingers again. It's so nice to see how smoothly and how almost everything looks creamy on the skin. Everything looks like it has that natural glow. The skin looks healthy. It doesn't look caked. It doesn't look like makeup. And again, that's the thing. Even if you want to do full coverage, you can do full coverage and it not look like a physical kind of like texture on the skin. Yeah, it looked really great. I liked the placement. I liked the lip color. Let me know what you think below. Let me know, do you prefer to use brushes or your fingers when you're doing your makeup? No judgment, they're both good. Thank you so much again for joining me. I do have a whole playlist of reacting to people's makeup. I'm usually not as calm as this. Sometimes I get a little bit heated, but that's fine. I'm passionate. It's a passion of mine. Yeah, thanks again for joining me. I'll link the original video below so you can go ahead and watch the whole thing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and I will see you very soon. Bye.